two groups from the south of Nigeria and one from the north. The one from the south of Nigeria, southwest, is Afenifere, and they say Nigeria is practicing a unitary system fraudulently called federalism. We are not practicing true federalism. What they are practicing is a unitary system. Ohaneze said the nation is compromised and that the nation is practicing compromise federalism. And this nation compromise federalism, which is still in the same vein as that of Afenifere, is drawing the country backward. But the north of Nigeria says the north is not afraid of restructuring and cannot be intimidated. This is according to Arewa Consultative Forum Secretary General. Now, tempers flared on Wednesday when socio-political organizations assessed the state of the nation in the 60 years of its independence from the colonial bondage. Groups such as the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Group, Ohaneze Ndigbo, Afenifere, and the Middle Belt Forum, in separate interviews, described federalism as it currently being practiced in Nigeria as fraudulent and called for genuine restructuring of the country. The Apex Northern Group, the Arewa Consultative Forum, in an interview with one of an online correspondent in Kaduna, dismissed the call for restructuring, saying it was not well defined by its proponents. The group said the North could not and will not be intimidated. The ACF also said the North preferred a referendum to determine Nigeria's continued existence, adding that various parts of the country could go their different ways if its existence was no more desirable. But the President of the Senate, Dr. Ahmed Lawan, urged Nigerians to use the opportunity of the ongoing constitution review to suggest ways the country could get through federalism. Lawan, in his special message to Nigerians on the 60th independence anniversary of the country, said, "On our part, as a legislator, we will continue to prove and provide through representation to the Nigerian people and to strive to make their government work for them." In this regard, the Ninth National Assembly is committed to have another look at our constitution. This is with a view to making it a document of the Nigerian people. Fellow Nigerians should take advantage of this opportunity by taking active part in the constitution review process. The overall objective of the periodic amendments of our laws is to make them keep pace with the changes that each epoch requires, strengthen the bond that keeps us together, and to cement peace and progress in our beloved country. Also, in his message, the Deputy Senate President Ovie Omoagege said the Senate would be fair to all in constitution review. He said, "Indeed, part of our collective efforts towards evolving democratic growth and national development is reflected in the work of the Senate Committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution, which he said he chairs. The committee received memoranda from all sections of Nigeria and sustained vigorous interest as well as participation in our plans for a constitution amendment that will enable us all to further improve our nation's prospect for peace and progress unity." But the Pan-Yoruba group Afenifere, in separate interviews with the Punch newspaper by its Secretary General Sheyinde Arogbofa and spokesman Yinka Odumakin, dismissed the ongoing constitution review by the National Assembly. Arogbofa said rather than embarking on another constitutional review, which he described as a waste of time and resources, the regime of Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired should look at the report of the 2014 National Conference, which they abandoned. He opposed a bloody revolution in the country but warned that a part of the country could not continue to treat other parts as third-class citizens. He said, "We are not asking for war, but those who are treating other parts of the country as third-class citizens are the people pushing us towards a precipice. We will continue to use our intelligence to fight the fight. Nobody will carry any weapon for war." Also, Odumakin faulted Nigerian federal structure. "What we are doing is a unitary rule that was fraudulently called federalism." In a statement on Wednesday, Odumakin said Afenifere was insisting on restructuring of Nigeria into true federalism to avoid the agitation for separation. Odumakin, in a statement titled "Nigeria at 60, Nigeria Not at Ease," said as Nigeria celebrates its 60th anniversary in the midst of division, tension, and underdevelopment, Afenifere is worried that the country has yet to find its bearing at 60. Only a few weeks ago, former President Olusegun Obasanjo observed that the country was drifting towards state failure, which was fully backed by Professor Wole Soyinka. Even the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, on the eve of the anniversary, declared that the cracks on the wall of Nigeria could lead to its breakup. Unfortunately, the country lacks a leadership that could mend the cracks. And definitely, the Arewa Consultative Forum came hard at the vice president for saying such. I don't know why the north of Nigeria are hell bent on keeping Nigeria together as they are. It's terrible. I wouldn't know why. Majority of the people in the south want out, but these northerners, they just want to keep it that way. That shows that they have nothing to offer. That's simple. On a daily basis, all the steps being taken by government are mostly the ones that could deepen the cracks, according to Professor Yemi Osibanjo. It is not surprising that the country is filled with separatists feeling at 60. Afenifere is convinced that Nigeria can still be salvaged if the right thing is done. The country must restructure immediately into true federalism, lest it gives all the necessary enablement to separatist forces. Fraudulent federalism drawing Nigeria backwards, says Ohaneze. Also, Ohaneze Ndigbo described Nigeria present federalism as fraudulent and faulty. The acting Secretary General and National Publicity Secretary of Ohaneze, Chief Uche Achiokpaga, who spoke to one of the online correspondents, said the fraudulent practice of federalism in Nigeria was the cause of the nation's backwardness and lack of development. He stated, if you are talking about federalism, it is a collection or agreement that exists among federating units, and in the case of Nigeria, the federating units have to do with the federal government and the 36 states and the federal capital territory as it is captured in the constitution. But here, the federal government lords over states and the federal capital territory. Virtually everything is on the exclusive list, and you are still calling it a federation. What has a federation got to do with education? What has it got to do with agriculture? What has it got to do with water resource, among others? And that's the truth. Talking about the water resource bill, what does a federation, how can the center determine what will happen in all the other states? That's not true federalism. And the federation should concern itself with foreign affairs. It has to do with the economy. It has to do with some specific issues that should be handled by the federal government. But here, everything is taken over by the federal government. Even on the concurrent list, the states and the local government are virtually out, and you are still calling it a federation. It is faulty and fraudulent. Faulting the quota system in the country. The Ohaneze Secretary General said federal character was not practiced. He said, we are not observing federal character in Nigeria. It is just in principle. In practice, it doesn't exist. Do you know that appointments are no longer advertised? Check lucrative agencies and parastatals. You can hardly see them advertised. Nigeria Ports Authority, when last did you hear them advertise for jobs? But they employ every time. The only one you see is the police recruitment. Customs only advertise for junior officers, and on the course of recruitment, people just go and lose their lives. At the top echelons, you can hear them recruit. You can't see the advert because one particular section of the country will fill the empty positions with their people, the people from their area. But the ACF Secretary General said, though the group was not afraid of restructuring, its proponent had not properly defined it. Aliyu stated the North is not afraid of restructuring. What we want is that let's define what is it that we want. If we want to be in Nigeria, and if we don't want to be in Nigeria, let's sit down and agree. Not want referendum on Nigerian existence. According to them, the North is looking at all options and is leaving all options open. We stated we can restructure, we can become a confederation, we can devolve powers, we can have state police and all that we want. But I can tell you that the thinking of the North now is that we should actually have a referendum. If we want Nigeria or not, if we want Nigeria, then we must sit down and see how Nigeria will work. If we need the country, let's sit down and decide that we need the country first. Then we can sit down and decide on how our country can work for all of us. If we decide that we do not want the country as it is, then, countries have gone apart. Czechoslovakia and quite a number of other countries, including the Sudan, had gone apart. We don't want to go to war. The North is not going to be intimidated again to accept anything. We want to have a sit down and resolve whether we want this federation or this country as it is. Monolithic North now destroyed. Muslim Fulani see it as theirs. Middle Belt Forum also said theirs. On its part, the Middle Belt Forum lamented the plight of its people within the northern region, saying that what used to be regarded as one North has been completely destroyed. In fact, the Middle Belt has been kicked out of Arewa. The national president of the Middle Belt Forum, Dr. Bitrus Pogu, who spoke to one of the correspondents in Jos on Wednesday, blamed the situation on the attitude of Muslims and their Fulani kinsmen in the region. Of course, the Fulani have taken over the North. They've disrupted the North. I've seen comment sections where people say, please do not identify us with these Fulanis. They've done a lot. They've done a lot. They've killed a lot of people. And, the Middle Belt is after actually feeling the effect of the activities of these killers as they are in between the north and the south of Nigeria. Nepotism, tribalism, religiosity. That is all that you find. Boko Haram, militia, herdsmen, all manners of banditry, terrorism in different forms. That is all that you find. And we are saying Nigeria at 60. What are they celebrating actually? Well, as you can see, the north of Nigeria is also saying, well, we do not mind if they want to break apart. And they also demand referendum on one Nigeria or we break. And I think that sounds as good music, good news to a lot of people because it is the North all this while that are holding on to the one Nigeria. No one wants one Nigeria anymore. Even the name is derogatory. What is Nigeria? What does it mean? Nigger area? No one wants one Nigeria anymore.